to yoga today. So let's start out in your chair, just finding that comfortable spot for you, whether you're leaning against the back. Even if you are, try to have that upright posture, shoulders down and relaxed, a little engagement at the belly, especially if you're not leaning back on the chair. So you can hold that upright spine. And then just take a moment. We're just going to breathe here. Just feel the breath, how it moves in your body. Close your eyes, just so we can remove all those external distractions and focusing on stuff around us. Notice all the sounds around you. Maybe you notice the birds chirping outside, or an airplane flying by. Maybe the air conditioning is on. Even noticing the volume of space around you and the space that you occupy. Maybe your partner is with you, and noticing the presence of their body in this space with you. Space in between you and them. And noticing how your body presses into the seat that you are sitting on. Even the sensation of your clothing resting on your skin. And notice how, as the body relaxes, you naturally kind of draw inside your body. The breath becomes more noticeable. The rising and falling of the belly. Those external variables that we just focused on, they kind of drift away, drift out of mind. And the sensations of the body move into awareness. sometimes you might notice that there might be a particular sensation in your body that draws your attention, such as maybe an itch or a twinge of pain, something that might cause you to move and not to focus on the breath and its sensations. And if that's the case, let your awareness move to that place that's pulling your attention. And just notice the sensations of that distraction. Stay there for a moment. And the breath is in the back of your mind. All the while, you're bringing the sensations of that distraction into your awareness. And the breath will eventually kind of merge with that sensation of that distraction. And the awareness will gently draw back to the breath as that sensation dissipates. And then let the breath just relax the body even more. Just a few more breaths here. And go ahead and open the eyes. And let's start out today just by circling your feet, letting the ankles loosen up, and taking the circles in both directions. Okay. And bringing your feet down, we'll do the same for your wrists. And take the circle in the other direction. And let the wrist drop down and up, little stretches through the forearms. One more up and down, and then interlace the fingers in front of your body. And as you inhale, let's take those arms right up overhead. Just opening up through the shoulders here. Drop the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, lower down. Let the chest be broad here. Collarbones lift. We haven't done our cat and cow. I'm kind of working down. Inhale, take those arms up overhead. Open through the shoulders. Exhale down. One more. Open this time. Invert your palms and push the hands towards the ceiling. Notice the sensation through your upper neck, maybe the shoulder blades, just in inverting those palms. And then exhale, lower back down. Now go ahead and roll out the shoulders. And then let's take your hands up overhead. So inhale overhead. And as you exhale, open the hands and just let the fingertips rest on the back of the head. And then as you inhale again, squeeze the elbows backwards, lift the chin. And exhale, squeeze those elbows forward, draw the chin to chest. Inhale, open back up, just kind of lengthening through the neck here, getting movement that we don't normally get through our neck, and exhaling even through those shoulder blades you can feel here, and through the chest muscles as well. Just 2 more of these. Opening, squeeze the shoulder blades backwards, or your elbows backwards rather. And release. Okay. Roll out those shoulders one more time. Okay, so now go ahead and come forward onto the edge of your seat for our cat and cows. Okay. Inhaling, let that pelvis dump forward, the shoulders draw back, the chin lifts. And exhaling, rounding the back out, letting that pelvis dump backwards, chin drawing to chest. This should feel really good after doing some opening through the chest and the shoulders. A much larger movement. Just one more here. And now those hip circles, just some side to side movement actually, because we were going forward and backwards with our cat and cow. And now we'll just take the hips left and right, lifting up that little bit of a hip hiker here. That type of a movement. One more each side, and then create that little hip circle. Remember how we did that in class, that forward, side, to the back, to the side, and forward movement with the pelvis. Okay, just a few times in each direction, and take your time. Feeling out all the subtle sensations around your hips, okay? And then the other way. Okay? It might take a moment to get the hips to, or the brain to readjust that pattern. And then let's deepen our cat and cow. Inhale, arms up overhead. And as you exhale, pull those elbows in towards each other, releasing all the way to the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine and lift the head. Then as you exhale, draw just the chin to the chest. Inhale, round your back and come all the way up. And then exhale, roll those shoulders down the back. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, all the way to the mat. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the head. Exhale, draw the chin to chest. Inhale, round the back, come all the way up. And exhale, drop those shoulders down. A couple more times. Inhale. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Lift the head. Exhale, draw the chin to chest. Inhale, round the back, come all the way up. And exhale, shoulders down. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the head. Exhale, draw the chin to chest. Inhale, round the back, come all the way up. And exhale, drop the shoulders. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, all the way down. Inhale, lengthen, lift the head. Exhale, draw the chin to chest. Inhale, round the back. All the way up, and exhale, drop the shoulders down. Now, as you go to exhale again, just from your rib cage, we're gonna twist to the side. And if you can, bring the opposite arm across, okay? And then this other arm just reaches to the back of the chair. So very small twist. And I'm also using this hand against my leg. They're kind of pushing into each other, a little bit of resistance, so I can keep that twist right there, okay, without any release. And if it's too much to take the arm back behind you, too much of a twist, you don't have to. It can just be right here. This is a sufficient twist. The head can move towards that back shoulder if you want to get a stretch through the neck, but it doesn't have to. You can continue to look straight ahead, okay, or even just to the side. And just another breath here on this side. Then as you exhale, we're gonna release right back to center. Do just a few cat and cows in between. Keeping with the breath here, you know it. Inhaling as you open up into your cow. And exhaling as you release into your cat. One more of those. And then inhale right back up, that nice tall spine, not your cow, okay, but just to neutral. And then as you exhale, we're turning that rib cage the other side. Okay, coming into your twist, feeling out those sensations through your body, and whether or not you can open up with that back arm or the arm needs to stay forward, okay? And then settling the head where it's comfortable too. Letting the breath flow easily and smoothly. And as you exhale again, release back to center and then move right into your cat and cows. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. Inhaling, coming back up to center. And let's just add a little bit of a neck release here. So letting the head drop to one side. If you're tight here, do not add the arm. You don't have to. Okay. Just staying here for a few breaths, letting the shoulder drop down on the side that you're stretching. One more breath for this side. And very gently release the hand if you were using one and pulling the neck up. And then just some small little movements here to let those muscles kind of come back into balance before we stretch out the other side. And then opening up the other side. Another breath here. And very gently release the hand. And a little side to side movement. Okay. So now let's go ahead, we'll come up to standing. And you can have your chair right in front of you. We're going to do that opposite arm and leg. Okay. So finding your mountain pose, your feet right under those hips, hip width apart, grounding down through all four corners of the feet. Okay. Activating the legs as you do that. And then the glutes are engaged, we're drawing in the belly and resting those shoulder blades down the back. Lifting up ever so lightly through the neck and the head. Okay. And now from here, it's opposite arm and leg. So as you inhale, reach one arm and the leg away. And as you exhale, return back to your mountain. So it's nice and slow. We're going to work on that balancing motion for a little bit. Inhale the other side. Okay, flex your toes of your foot. And as you exhale, bring it down. Inhale. Now you can tap the toes down if the balance is a little shaky. Okay, but try to lift those toes up off the ground as much as possible. Exhale, lower down. Inhale. Exhale, move with your breath. So even as I'm saying these things, it's just a reminder to move with the breath, but your own pace. Just a couple more. Keeping the belly engaged, the shoulders soft down the back. Notice if you're leaning way forward, losing that center of balance. Okay. And release. So now let's step the feet wide. We're going to come into that Paleasana, which I know you'll remember in a moment as we go to do it. Okay, toes are turned out, corners of the room. And so as you inhale, we're going to take the arms straight up overhead. And as you exhale, we'll bring those hands down through center line and drop right into this little squat. And then inhale right back up. Exhale, hands down through center line, right into a little squat. Inhale back up. Okay. You can breathe out with your mouth here. Let the breath, the exhales be a little more quick. And the inhale quick as well through the nose. And to warm the body. And even the breath helps to do that. Increases the heart rate. Now on this next one, we're going to exhale our hands all the way down to the mat. Okay, inhale, lift the hips, and you might need to turn the toes forward just a hair, stretching out those hamstrings. As you exhale again, drop back into that squat, and then inhale right back up, arms overhead. And as you exhale now, we're going to release the arms. So now we're going to warm the shoulders too. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale all the way to the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, drop the hips. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, release the arms. Inhale. Exhale all the way to the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, drop. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, drop. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift those hips. Exhale, drop. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, lift those hips. Exhale, drop. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, release. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale to the mat. Inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, drop. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, release. Okay, our feet are wide here. Bend your knees. You can shake out those hips if you want. And we'll walk your feet in. Okay. So today we're going to bring it back to some more traditional yoga. Okay, we're going to start out in your warrior 2. We're going to go to your reverse warrior and your side angle. Okay. So your chair can be to the side of your mat or to the front of your mat. We're going to start with the right leg being forward. Now this is your warrior pose. So you want to take a little bit larger step backwards. And you do not have to line up your heels. Okay, so if it makes it uncomfortable on those hips, you can always step a bit wider. And it's not as tight through the hips that way. Okay, So be sure that you are pushing down with the whole of this back foot. When you do that, it's going to activate all of this leg. Okay? Even the quadricep muscles are activated when you're actively pushing down into that foot. Okay? Front leg is going to be bent just a hair. So we get some muscle action through these quadricep muscles. Okay? You want to be pushing down through the whole of this front foot as well. The belly is engaged. We want the legs to be open far enough that you get some opening through your hips. The shoulders are going to draw down. And then we're just opening to the side or to the front, however you want to look at that for your warrior two. Now, the one thing that I do want you to be aware of here is that the knee of this leg that's in front, or your right leg, the knee is not going over the toe, okay? It is behind the toe, and you have a 90-degree angle from your knee to your ankle, okay? Now the arms, let's bring the arms up today. If your shoulders are bugging you, you don't have to have the arms up. They can be right here at your hips, okay? But if your shoulders are not bugging you, let's bring it up and let your gaze go right out over this middle finger of your right hand. And then deepen the breath. And we're just gonna hold here about 5 breaths today if you can. Now, at any time, if this leg gets too tired, you can straighten that leg, take a breath, and then drop right back in if we haven't finished our 5 breaths, okay? And we're breathing on the honor system today. Yeah. And now, as you inhale, go ahead and drop that back arm down. Straighten the leg in front. And then take that right arm straight up overhead. Drop the shoulders down the back. And if you're comfortable and you're balanced, you can look up at that hand up in the air. If not, keep your gaze right down so your feet are still in view. Okay? 5 breaths. And as you exhale again, we're going to come back into side angle. So the arm that's up in the air is going to come right back down to this thigh here. And then your back arm, you can keep it right at your hip if you'd like. Or, since we're going to create this nice long line for side angle, you can bring that arm straight up by your ear. And the head can turn to face your armpit. It can be straight out in front or turn down to look at this arm here resting on your thigh. Now, notice if you got a lot of weight on this arm, can you kind of loosen that so there's not a lot of weight there? The arm is just placed on your thigh, okay? The belly is drawn in, the shoulders are down the back. There. Couple more breaths. I know we've been holding already. Now, as you exhale, let this top arm come down. We'll extend right back out, both arms through warrior two, and then straighten that front leg and drop the arms down. Very nice. So now let's step this back leg in, and we're going to change sides. So the same thing will be on the left side. Coming into your warrior two stance. I'm going to do a little less explaining on this side so you can just have the time to yourself to breathe and feel without me always talking. Right? 5 breaths when you get into position and you've got that great alignment. And then reverse your warrior, straighten that front leg, left arm comes up, overhead. And as you exhale, come back in side angle. As you exhale again, let this top arm come down. We'll open right back out to your warrior two. And then straighten that front leg. The arms drop down. I'm going to step in with this back leg. Okay, and change sides one more time. Okay. So now, the right leg is going to be forward again, okay? We're going to take that large stance, just as you did for your warrior two stance, okay? So we're turning this back foot, the 45 degrees. You're pressing down into both feet equally, okay? All foot is being pushed down into. The belly draws in, the shoulders rest on the back. We're going to move into this version of triangle, okay? So now, with the right leg being forward, we're gonna line the hips up. We're gonna square them up for your triangle. So, because our hips are kind of facing catty corner here, if you take and pull that right hip back, okay? See that? The right hip draws back, the hips square to the front. Then we're just going to take the right arm and stick it straight out at shoulder height. Keep those hips with the right hip drawn back. And we're just dropping over, basically. You can be at your chair, dropping over into this triangle. And then the other arm can come straight up overhead. And if your body does not open up that much, we're just moving to where you get a comfortable opening, okay? So you can hold here, you can rest that arm on the lower back. Maybe it's a much smaller, you really can't get much movement, and that's fine. You're just gonna hold where you can, okay? Keep that hip drawn back, and you're equally pressing down through your feet the whole time. And then just breathing those 5 breaths. Okay. And now, wherever you have this arm in the back, we're going to use that arm to pull us up and out. Okay, and now grab a hold of your chair if you've got it. We're gonna bend that back leg and push in just a smidge, like a little step. And turn the hips forward this time, and you might even need to pull the toes forward a little bit as well. Hips are now squared forward. We're gonna lead with the collarbones in your chest to come right out over this leg for your pyramid. So right hips are still shifting back, and you're hinging forward as far as you can to get a nice stretch through this front leg and the back leg too, but the front leg a little bit more. Chest is still staying lifted the whole time. And those 5 breaths. And then as you inhale, you're very gently going to lift right back, really press down into your feet to come up and out. Okay, lifting up tall, pressing down through those feet, and then bending the knees, and we'll step forward. We're going to change sides. Okay. So now the left foot is going to be forward. And you're still stepping back a large step like we are setting up for your warrior 2. Okay, but this is going to be triangle on this side. The front leg is straight but not locked. Okay, both feet are pressing down into the mat. And now remember that with triangle, we need this left hip to shift back. So we're squaring those hips out, okay? And then the left arm is going to take our torso out over this leg and then just drop straight on down. And now we're gonna twist the upper part of our torso to the side. And you're only going as far as is comfortable for you to open into that twist. Head can look down at the ground, can be out at the side, can be up towards the ceiling. But if your balance is not so great, I would keep looking down, both feet pressing evenly into the mat. Five breaths. And then release this back arm, and we're going to use it to kind of help lift the torso up and out. Grab a hold of your chair, bend the knees a little bit. We're going to step in just a hair to come into pyramid on this side. So for pyramid, we are squaring those hips forward and then letting the chest, the collarbone stay lifted, and lead that nice long spine right out over this other leg. And you're leaning forward as far as you can to get a comfortable stretch in this front leg. Now be sure that belly is engaged and press down equally through both feet. We're going to rise right back up. Come all the way up And then bend the knees a little bit and we'll step forward. Now, the last pose we're gonna work on today is your half moon. I'm gonna turn the seat this way this time. Okay? So the right leg will be forward. So for half moon, for this one, you want to be far enough away from your chair that you can create this L shape, like right here, okay? And we're gonna take the forearm down, because what's happening is we want to be able to lift this back leg up and create that rotation where we open the hips to the side, okay? And this might be it for you guys. But the goal is to then get this arm straight up overhead. Okay, it doesn't have to be, it can be right here. I want you to more focus on, we're here. You can start in a forward fold, but since we're working on the right leg, you're in your forward fold, the right forearm is gonna come down right underneath your right shoulder. And you're lifting this back leg up, opening the hip as you're kind of leaning forward and pressing into this arm for a little bit of stability. Okay, belly's engaged, shoulders are down. This might be it for you today, and you can hold on with your other arm as well, okay, just to get that balance. If balance is okay, then you can open up through the arms and just as far as is comfortable for you. So whatever your position is here, just work on getting this hip open and the leg up. 5 breaths, okay? The head can look down at the chair, the foot, to maintain that balance. And then after your 5 breaths, as you exhale, bring that leg back down with control. Turning towards your chair and release into a forward fold, okay? Feel how the breath shifts into the back of your body. Releasing all the effort of your practice. Okay, and as you inhale again, bend those knees, and we're going to slowly come on up. And we got to do the other side. Okay. So we'll start in that forward fold position here. Okay. Remember that we're now on the left foot. Okay, so that left arm is going to come down, the forearm to your chair, and the elbows right under the shoulder, belly's engaged, shoulders down. Okay, and we're lifting that right leg up, letting the hip open to the side. So we already have this little bit of a twist, okay, and you can hold on with both arms. This might be your goal for today, just to get that leg open and up. And as you are comfortable here with the balance, you can bring that right arm to the hip or even open up towards the sky, okay? 5 breaths. And then gently bring the arm down first if you were using it. And then with control, slowly bring that leg down. Release again into a forward fold.
Very gently, as you inhale, bend the knees. We'll rise on up.
And then let's bring our bodies back into balance with a balance. Coming into tree. You guys know tree. So establishing your mountain pose first, grounding down through all four corners of the feet. The belly draws in, the shoulders are down. Even that rib cage, if it's puffing forward, we want to pull it right back in towards the spine. And then shift your weight onto one foot. Get your balance. And bring the other foot up. Now the toes can stay down on the mat, whatever you're comfortable with today. And then just breathe. Feel your body in balance. And remember your drishti, that focal point out on the ground in front of you. Just a nice concentration point. Okay. And just one more breath. And release that foot down. Shake out the other foot. And then let's come to the other side. Okay, grounding down through the feet, the hips, the shoulders. And then lifting up into your tree on this side. Just one more breath. And release your foot down. And we are going to just find your seat once again. And stretch out through those hips. Okay. Crossing one foot over, hinging forward. Just one more breath. And come up and out, changing sides. Just another couple breaths. And release that foot down. Maybe open the feet just a hair. Kind of
Rest the arms down and just let the back, your torso rest between the legs here. Breathing into the back. And very gently bring your hands to your thighs and then push up.
And then find that easy seat on your chair once again. So just take a moment close your eyes and deepen the breath. Let the body have a moment to just integrate all the work that you've done. To let your mind and your body to feel the effects of your practice. By just zeroing in on the sensations of the breath, the sensations of the body, and enjoying the release that you feel in your body. Now, deepening the breath once again. And as you exhale, open your mouth and let all that breath leave the body. And circle the wrists and your ankles. Taking them in both directions. Okay, and then you can even do this with your feet, that up and down movement, flexing and pointing. Okay. And rolling out the shoulders. Inhale those arms straight up overhead. Let your palms connect. And as you exhale, bring those hands to heart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Namaste.